that, and you're good.
All right, let's pull the deck up. So give me a minute while I head over there. Oh,
And with that, this is a check from work right there.
see if it's gonna like it. All right, let's go to play. Everybody can see it. Yes.
I cannot.
Can anybody else?
You can see it, Tiffany?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. There we go.
Okay.
Perfect.
So we're going to talk, as we mentioned, it's a happy hour. With the holidays coming up, we thought it'd be a great idea to figure out, give some tips and tricks on how to navigate the holiday table. Obviously, anything we use for Thanksgiving, we can use throughout the rest of the holidays. And let's just go to the next one here. Slide.
Song.
There we go. So here's what we're going to do. We're in the first section we're going to do is talk about avoiding holiday weight gain. I've got 11 really easy, simple, but easily doable as well to avoid the gain. I did surviving the Thanksgiving table because Autumn has a great video that I've added here on that, but obviously we can apply that to all holiday / parties, which I think is great. I've highlighted some holiday recipes. We'll talk about our cocktails and then some final closing thoughts. All right, so here are 11 tips that I'm getting toasty. Maybe it's the cocktail. Mama needs a drink. No. So when we talk about sticking with healthy habits during the week, when we know we're coming into the holiday season, we have lots of, parties, and whether it's Christmas or Hanukkah or Thanksgiving, there's always parties happening, neighborhood gatherings. And so we have to do our best to stick during the week. Follow your meal plan, follow your workout routine, work out at your normal hours. So if you stick with the healthy habits during the week in a normal pattern, you're also less likely to go overboard on the weekend because you've done so well during the week. Obviously, drinking Shakeology is great for this during your healthy habits because it's going to help you curb the cravings and just stick to what you know to prepare for your holiday parties. So along with that, maybe like me, I like Monday Night Football. I might want a beer with it. I'm probably going to skip during the holidays because I want to save those for the weekend when I know I have the parties. Just the same, Autumn has said on some of her chats that I've listened to that, like, say your holiday Christmas party for work is on a Wednesday, just know that if we're going to indulge on a Wednesday in some fun foods and drinks that, now we're skipping Friday or Saturday. Select the smaller plate. This is a great option. I actually have done this for years. And it doesn't mean necessarily eating everything on a salad plate, because if we eat on too small of a plate, we find that we actually go back for more because we can't get enough on there to fill it. So what they mean by that is a lot of times China and stuff are on 12-inch plates. If there's an option to grab like a 9-inch plate, which is a standard dinner size plate, to get something like that, but still watch your portions so that you're not going overboard on especially like the carbs and the fat that tend to get us. So you're kind of portioning that plate according. If you do 2B mindset, this is also great. You're watching your half veggies and just visualizing to make sure that that plate is filled with the right things. And then when it comes down to it, we see these buffets, right? And it has so many foods and we kind of feel like we have to have a little of everything. But in reality, we need to look at it and just really grab the foods we love. So if sweet potatoes are your favorite thing for carbs on the Thanksgiving table, maybe opt to not do a dinner roll because it's not your favorite thing, but have that portion of your sweet potatoes for your carb, and making sure that you're just eating the foods you love and not adding those extra hidden calories that we don't think about by having bits of everything on the buffet. What else? Oh, when we're talking about that too, when we're going to parties, a lot of times there's cocktails before. the party starts or before the dinner, try and avoid those if you can. One of the things that I do when I go to parties is go right for the water first. Grab a bottle of water and slowly sip that till it gets me into the part where everyone's eating. And that will help me curb some of those unnecessary calories going into that. Because when we start to get into the alcohol, we actually start producing more ghrelin, which is what they call the hunger hormone. And it not only makes you feel more hungry, but you actually start eating more, and then your body actually starts storing more fat. And we don't want that. So slow down on those drinks. And before you go, try to do an active event for the holiday. And really what that means is like, you know, find that thing to do. Like maybe it's the workout that you always have scheduled. Great. Or maybe it's an activity with your kids, whether it's, you know, maybe building a snowman, or in our case in Arizona, you know, playing something in the backyard in the holidays. But doing that first just burns a little bit extra calories and also keeps your mind off some of the mindless nibbling, especially if you're the one hosting and putting all the food out. So just getting that thing. And then along those lines, not only doing activities with your family or yourself before you go to the party, but sign up for a run, walk, or ride. They have turkey trots. There's always holiday runs, 5Ks. And we don't do that just because we want the exercise to burn up the calories. But the really cool part about that is you usually have to train for those kind of events. So if you're training and eating properly for this run, it will also help you go all the way back to tip number 1, to stick with those healthy habits so that you are making progress along the way. Obviously, we want to get enough sleep. Sleep cannot be stated enough. If we don't have enough sleep, we are tired. Overtired makes you eat more. It also produces more ghrelin. So we don't want to be making that extra hunger hormone where we're noshing on things mindlessly because we're so hungry because we're overtired. And that's easy to do in the hustle and bustle. So make sure you're kind of sticking to your bedtime routine during the week, and as much as you can on the weekends, even though you may have parties. And then if you're going to a party, bring a healthy dish. That healthy dish really allows you to have something that you know and have a little bit of control on what you can eat. I do this all the time. Halloween, I made the Beachbody chili. It was a steak chili, and that way I knew I had something and I had control over my choices. So make sure that's a really easy option. And it could be as simple as a veggie or a fruit tray, but it could also be one of the holiday recipes that we're going to share today. And then finally, at the end of the day, even if you don't lose weight during this time, but you stay the same, you still have a jump start on next year. We haven't gained anything. Joel Freeman's been talking about this all week. I don't know if any of you guys have seen this, but he's like, it may not be about losing weight during the holidays, but let's not be about gaining weight. And I thought that was so awesome that he was out there like, enjoy your treats, but still stay on your routine. And if you didn't lose anything, but you stayed the same, that's a win, because let me tell you a scary statistic. The average person puts on 8 to 10 pounds during the holidays. So if we can avoid that, I think that's a win altogether. Does anybody have anything that they had questions on or want to add about the tips for the weight gain?
The only thing I thought of, Vicki, when you were saying about the plate, the smaller plate, you bring your own plate. So like instead of, BYOB, bring your own beer, you could BYOP, bring your own plate. Make sure you have a plate.
The nice thing is usually if you're going to a party and it's like, the disposable plates, they're usually like the smaller plate, not like your China plate, right? So that definitely helps. So this one, I love this video. I watch this every year, or I think I've even watched it around Easter once. So I would say it's like a 4-minute video of Autumn. The link's in here. She talks about how to navigate the table. It's really cool. She literally takes a plate and plates it just how probably all of us have either or currently still do, and go around the table, and it is mounded. And then she takes it around the table with pretty much the same things and shows you how to do it in a way where you're still enjoying the foods, but not overdoing it. So these are the big tips out of this video, but I love this video because it's very good. The hidden secrets of holidays, right? It's a carb heaven. Let's think about this. I can already tell you I'm making green bean casserole. It has carbs. I'm making sweet potato casserole, carbs. I'm making brie mashed potatoes, carbs. My sister-in-law's bringing, she's bringing the Hawaiian sweet rolls, carbs. I mean, gravy, some carbs. Holidays are carb heaven, and carbs are great. We just want to make sure that we're not going overboard, especially during the holidays, to set us back all that hard work we've done. And then also the protein sizing in the holidays sometimes gets to be, half your plate is turkey. And while turkey's great for you, we still want to make sure that we're not overdoing it on the protein. And much like the restaurant, when you go to the restaurant, there's so many hidden oils, butters, fats that are in there. So just make sure that if you're taking the sauteed Brussels sprouts, while they're a good option, maybe you don't take a whole cup of them for a green container, or for your like half of your plate of your To Be Mindset, that we want to make sure that you maybe take more salad and less of the sauteed Brussels sprouts if you're like me and are a Brussels sprout lover. So watching those hidden oils that are usually in everything we eat. A good rule of thumb, like when you go to a restaurant, always count 2 teaspoons for every meal instead of just 1, because there's at least probably 2 teaspoons, if not more, much like a holiday meal. So much like To Be Mindset says, veggies most, or water most, right? Is that what it is? Water most, veggies, or veggies first? There we go. But we want to plate our plate with the veggies first. And this is something we do year round. Not only do I necessarily plate it first, but I always try to eat all my veggies first. Then that's not a tip Autumn gives, but I will tell you, eat all that fibrous, healthy food for you first on your plate, and then move around. Because then you kind of get that fiber in there and you kind of start filling up, and you may not eat as much of those delicious potatoes or whatever it is. She was showing in this video, it's kind of funny. She shows pouring wine, and she takes her glass and she's like, the bottle's glugging, and it's like glug, 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 glug. And it's like all the way to the top. She's like, here's my wine. But she talks about making sure if someone's pouring you a glass or yourself, make sure they're pouring the appropriate amount, whatever it be, wine or beer or whatever. Again, just enjoy it, but have it in moderation. And this is my favorite tip around. I don't just use it in the holidays. Like I've used it around my anniversary dinner when I know I'm going to a steakhouse, or my birthday when I know I'm going to indulge. Skip a yellow and purple if you're doing the containers, Autumn, that is, with Autumn's program, UPF. Skip a yellow and a purple the day before and the day after, because you're likely maybe take a little bit bigger size. You're not probably going to bring your containers to your parents' house or family's house or sister's house and portion your potatoes. But the skip the yellow and the purple, she doesn't make this, she really is adamant about, I've heard her talk about this before in another chat, but she doesn't want this to become a habit. You always want to just get back to your schedule as much as possible, but on a big holiday like this, to maybe downsize your carbs a little bit on each end to help balance it out, which to me, I think is a huge game changer to feel maybe a little bit more at ease, quite frankly, to enjoy the holiday. So take a look at that video. It's totally worth it. So now we're getting into the yummy stuff, because I would just rather eat than anything all day long. I pulled a couple recipes out. I'm not going to go through them, of course, but I put them all here, and we'll share this presentation, whoever wants it, so that you can see the links. But I will tell you, I have made the beef tenderloin up top in the corner multiple times. It is absolutely delicious. I'm going to be making it for Christmas this year for my family. Nobody knows it's a quote unquote healthy, right, meal. It's very delicious. But I pulled out a lot of ones here that really apply to Thanksgiving, just because that's the upcoming holiday. I can imagine, I've had the sweet potatoes. It's also delicious. But I think I might try the green bean casserole and see if I can pull that one over on my family. I don't know, but there are so many more recipes than just this. They have potato latkes for Hanukkah, and then, you know, of course, there's a bunch of different stuffing recipes and multiple gravy recipes, and then different turkey ones. The one in here is actually a stuffed turkey breast. It looked really good. I haven't tried that one, but here's some really great recipes. And just make sure the blog is just so chocked with so much information. So in addition to eating, we got to be drinking, right? Well, we got to at least have some fun cocktail options if we want to go there. And if my computer will cooperate, there we go. So the first link you see there is the cocktails that we're all drinking today. Everyone can maybe share a little bit about what you're drinking, and but we all chose from that one. And then I also found the 6 holiday cocktails. So the one down below the 2 down below, one is a pomegranate, I think it's a pomegranate champagne cocktail with the little pomegranate arrows you can see. And then the other one is like a wine spritzer. Like I think it's also pomegranate for Christmas. But there's lots of great cocktails too. If you're going to indulge, you know, make sure we're doing it the healthy way. I am drinking the peppermint martini. It has a little bit of peppermint schnapps, vanilla vodka, a splash of honey, and almond milk. I've got some mint leaves floating on the top, but I was thinking I could take like a teaspoon or 2 of unsweetened cocoa powder and put it in the shaker with this and make it a chocolate peppermint martini. I may have to try that next time. But I don't know if any of you other girls want to share what you're drinking. And
I'll share mine. I have, which is pretty much gone. It was absolutely delicious. It's the pumpkin martini. So I used vanilla vodka, a little bit of honey, some pumpkin puree, and some almond milk, some unsweetened almond milk. And you just shake it up, pour that bad boy in. I put a little pumpkin spice on top as well, and you're supposed to put a little inside, but it's really, really good. It's a sipper for sure.
You do too, Nicole, with that. You could take, not instead of rimming the glass, but take a little bit of like graham cracker and just crumble it on the top.
Ooh, yummy.
Without adding a whole carb or anything.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Delicious. I want some of your guys' cocktails.
Mm-hmm.
I work together so we could taste.
I know.
I did the holiday hot chocolate, and it's really delicious. So I have never made homemade hot chocolate. Like I've always done the packets. So this was fun to actually like make a homemade hot chocolate. And then, so basically it's cocoa powder, almond milk, and then coconut sugar. And you boil that up, and then you add the peppermint schnapps at the end with a little bit of garnish of mint leaves, and it's delicious.
That sounds really good.
Tiffany, did you, like when you were over the stove, about how long did it take to come together? Just curious, because I've never made hot chocolate either.
Yeah, so it is a little more time consuming. It takes about 15 minutes total. Okay. Yeah.
But once you had it warmed, you could probably keep some on the stove if you wanted.
Yeah, it would totally be a great one to make up for like a holiday gathering, because I think you could just keep it on the stove on a low temperature, and it would be perfect.
Well, and then you could have some, because kids could have some, and then the adults could just add their splash at the end.
Exactly, because you add it after it's all made. So yeah, perfect option. What you got there, Cindy?
Cindy's on the floor now. No, I'm just kidding.
We can't hear you.
You're muted.
Helping my child with checks here. So I have the gingerbread toddy. And it actually reminds me a lot of almost like it's not, I think it's because of the spices in it. It has like ginger, cloves, cinnamon, molasses, and lemon juice and water. And you kind of combine all that. So it has that cidery, do you know what I'm saying? Like an almost like an apple cider, but it's not apple cider. I think it's just the spices. And then like Tiffany's drink, you add the plain brandy at the end. But I would think you could even add like a flavored brandy to give it even more if you wanted it to pull a certain flavor. But it reminds me of like a warm apple cider. But it's good. Colin had a sip. He said it was good.
My husband's having the other
He's
side
going to
of
be
mine.
21 in May. We're close.
Sharing's caring, right?
I love it. That would also be a good one where you could make it for a crowd.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, let's go. Here's just some final thoughts, really about my computer. There we go. Revisit your goals. At the end of the day, we always talk throughout the year, right? Like, why did I start this fitness journey? Why did I start this nutrition journey? You know, really think about your intentions that you set up probably, hopefully in December of last year, but sometimes in January. But, you know, really break it down, focus on those goals. You know, what is your why? Why do you want to shed that, you know, minute off your mile run? Why do you want to fit in those other jeans? Because it's not about just fitting in the jeans, right? There's a deeper why. For me, it's like I feel more comfortable in my own skin when I'm healthier. I know I have more confidence when I am in a healthier place because I'm also mentally healthier because I'm taking care of me. And I know that by taking care of me, I can better support my family. I'm a more patient mother. I'm a kinder wife. I'm not yelling about taking out the trash. But, you know, those goals are so important. So maybe it's simple as taking out those goals, if you have them written down somewhere, and just looking at them again, not necessarily having to journal about them, but just really taking them in. Why did you write those down the first time? If you have a vision board, look at those things. Why do you want those? Maybe being healthy means you know, can go on a hike and on a vacation that requires hiking. You know, really look at this. And then at the end of the day, I kind of tied in the, do I need this, right? When you're at the party, sometimes I love how Alana says that, like, do I need this when you're looking at the food? And I think that ties really close to goals, right? So if we keep those goals fresh, and maybe it's as simple as just looking at those goals once a week, or if need be, every morning, look at those goals as we're going through the holidays and the hustle to make sure that we have those front and center. And I think if we have those front and center, it's a little bit easier to say, thank you, I had my cocktail, or I had, you know, my serving of mashed potatoes, I'm good. Track every bite. The tracking every bite, what is the, I'm gonna forget the phrase, if you nibble it, scribble it, right? Yeah, you nibble it, scribble it, right? Make sure you're writing everything down. Be honest with yourself. Don't I know I have a tendency sometimes on the days that I overdo it, I don't like to track because I know I did it, but I don't want to see it. So I'm trying to be more accountable to myself to go, okay, so I ate more than I should. What am I going to do today? But I think also the track every bite, the hand in hand part goes, when you nibble it, make sure you enjoy it. If you're going to indulge, make sure you're not taking that Christmas cookie and talking to grandma and eating it while you're talking to her, because then the next thing you know, go, I ate the cookie and I don't even remember what it tasted like. So not only track the bite, but enjoy it. If you're going to have a treat, enjoy the treat and make sure that you remember it, because otherwise you're going to go back to that sugar cookie pile that mom has frosted over there in the Tupperware container, and you're going to go back for more. Obviously, this probably goes without saying, but drink lots of water. If you're drinking your water, you're going to fill up, because as we know, dehydration mimics hunger. So drink the water. And what also you want to do is, if you're going to have your 2 cocktails at a party, or 3, you know, like you can, you know, I think beyond that, then you start getting the slippery slope because of the like hunger hormones, and then it's easier to, you lose a little vision to stick to your goals. But if you're going to do that, drink water in between to slow you down. Prioritize your time. You know, at the end of the day, I think sometimes stress gets to us. So sometimes saying no is okay. You don't have to go to every holiday party. Shop online instead of going to the store. Make your life easier instead of more stressful. And by prioritizing your time, you're more likely to stick to your goals. We all have accountability partners in this group, so this is awesome for that. And maybe even calling one person and saying, hey, can you hold me accountable? Can you check in with me? Can you make sure I got my workout in? Can you make sure that, give me a reminder on Saturday? Just send me a text saying 2 cocktails max or whatever it is to help you stay on track. And at the end of the day, we are at these parties for the people, not the food, right? We're to be together as family and friends, and that's what this holiday season's all about. Why are you here? You're here to be in the moment and make memories. We're not here to eat the food per se. It's a nice addition, but enjoy the time. And at the end of the day, ultimately, give yourself grace. I need to take this myself beyond measure because I'm not very good at giving myself grace. I give lots of people grace, but myself. So if you do have a slip up, it happens. You're not giving up on your goals altogether. You're not, it's just chalk it up to one of those days and just get back to it tomorrow. But at the end of the day, just keep refocusing and remember every morning is a fresh start to be better than you were yesterday. So that's my 2 cents or 35, 40 minutes.
That was wonderful.
I think that this is like, at the end of the day, you get to your goals and you're so over the year, right? Like you're so good and you're so good. And then it's like navigate the holidays and you're like, it's very stressful to think about that when you're trying to be on a healthy lifestyle. And if you don't have these tips or weapons, because I think of these as weapons and armor to be equipped with, it can be very stressful. If you do Ultimate Portion Fix, videos 28 through 31 are all about holidays and parties and treats. I would revisit those videos if you are a UPF subscriber person. I know 2B Mindset, I know the fundamentals of the program. It's been a long time since I've revisited, but I also know they have videos. The Beachbody blog is amazing. If you go to the blog and type how to survive the holidays or holiday food, they will have so many things from videos to recipes to really help you with any anxious feelings about getting through what can be stressful on top of all the gifts and the budget and your mom's house, my mom's house, and that kind of stuff. So I think if you can like revisit these and have a game plan around your overall health, it will help your mental health too and make you enjoy the holidays better.
Exactly. Well said.
I like how you said make sure that like if you're having a treat to actually enjoy it, because so many times you just see it and you're mindlessly picking and it's like you're not even paying attention to what you're eating because there's just food all over the place. It's like pay attention to what you're eating, and if you're going to have that piece of pie or you're going to have that cookie, enjoy it. I like how you said that. That's a very good, it's like you
I did it on Halloween. I grabbed a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, my most favorite candy. My neighbor came up to talk to me. I ate it, and I thought about that. I said, I just ate it, and I don't even remember it. But I knew I ate it, so I wasn't going to go in for more.
the damage was done.
Yep, that's kind of how I thought about it. I'm like, I can't do it anymore. I had my Fixate or my Beachbody chili, and I'm going to stick with this.
Perfect. I was going to just add a tip. So I know for me, sometimes when I'm around a group of my family or friends that maybe don't see me very often, they don't necessarily understand what I am doing. So if I come into a holiday like Thanksgiving and they're like, you barely grabbed anything on your plate, like you're going to hear comments, right? because they don't understand. They don't know the right portions that they should be having. And so it's okay for them to have their opinions. And it's okay for you to say, I'm not on a diet, I'm eating a healthy lifestyle, and then just leave it at that. Just walk away from it and just remind yourself that you're on this journey for a reason, that you have goals in place, you have your why, and they just don't understand. So don't allow any negative talk get to you, because I know it can happen a lot when I'm around my family. So I just wanted to add that tip in too. Just remember everything that Nikki went over with us today, that this is why we're here, and reach out to one of your accountability partners. If you're struggling that day and you want to talk about it, or how do I deal with this? You can reach out to us coaches or even put it in the group.
Yep. And I love that. That's what I would tell anybody in here. Ask your coach, or if you have another challenger that you really get along with via the challenge app. I've made friends in there that I've never met in our upline in our team. And sometimes that personal chat, right? Because you have that connection, and, sending them a text, you got this, or whatever, because I'll even share an example talking about what you said, Tiffany, and I love that you shared that. But when I go home to visit my family, they don't always understand. And they're like, well, what do you want and what do you need to eat? And I said, we're fine. I'm going to make a salad. We'll be fine. I always just try to bring some veggies because my family, I don't think they know what they are sometimes. But the point of like being around family and having that, I had shared in our coaching team about how stressful it was before I went there. And I had so much encouragement and so many great tips that it allowed me to navigate some of the tension that I was going to have, not just with my eating, but in general, with my family. And it made my trip so much more enjoyable, thanks to the ladies and gentlemen that we have on our team. So finding that accountability partner is huge.
And leaning into the group, for sure.
Yes.
For sure. Debbie, do you have anything to ask or say, or are you hosting Thanksgiving this year? Or are you going
I am
somewhere?
hosting, so I am responsible, yes.
Woohoo! Are you excited?
Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. So last year I did Whole30 over Thanksgiving. So I just have to be careful not to kind of say, oh, I'm not on Whole30 anymore and I can go crazy. But I think these were a lot of really good tips. So thank you very much.
Great.
About eating healthier.
So
Like,
if you decide, Debbie, oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, like Nikki said, just like more veggies and turkey and, a little gravy. And it's, the other thing I forget if it was Autumn or Ilana, like, if you like stuffing, if you like, have just a little bit of it. Like, don't have like this half your plate of stuffing, have it, enjoy it, and then be done with it. If you can tread water through the holidays, that's a miracle. Because for me, I love the sugar and all the real high calorie, total crap stuff. So I've got to stick to the turkey and the carrots.
Love it. Debbie, if you decide to make any of the Beachbody recipes for your Thanksgiving, share with us in the group. I want to know what you made and what everybody thought, because I am totally going to make a fully Beachbody Christmas dinner, and I'm not going to tell my family and see how they react.
Okay.
Yes, everybody share. If you guys try any of the recipes, we want to hear about them.
I remember that time, there was a time not too long ago that I was making the cauliflower nachos, and Colin came in and he looked, he says, oh, what are those? Like, after he looked at it really close, and he's like, why can't you just make normal nachos?
Oh, goodness. Well, we are almost out of time, ladies. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Cindy, but we're almost out of time, so I think it might cut us off. So I thought we'd bye, so that way we don't just go away really quick.
It was wonderful to see everyone. And if anyone has any questions or comments, leave them in the comments below and we will get back to you.
Perfect. Thank you, Nikki.
Hey, you're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
How do I stop it?